Okay, Brian, Council passed wheel tax, but didn't pass curfew, didn't pass Office of Public Safety. Looks like a mixed bag tonight.
Yeah, we saw we're prioritizing raising taxes over public safety. One thing that will stick out to me forever for this tax is the fact that in public safety, public works, we heard the author of this say that we haven't even looked at our own budget to see where we can make cuts before going straight to a tax increase.
Yeah, I know there was some talks about that, I guess maybe some misconceptions, or can you kind of clear how maybe the city of Indianapolis, there were some ideas thrown around about cutting, but some people say that you have to have new revenue to get that $50 million match?
Yeah, so for our understanding from the folks we've talked to at the State House that helped author the bill on their end, have said that it just needs to be new money dedicated towards road funding, so it can be money we've already had around. But if we take it from one department to the next to put it towards road funding, that's new money towards road funding. So that counts as new money.
Brian, was there any way to do this without? Because obviously, on the current proposal, you raised like $800 million over the next 5 years. Could the city of Indianapolis gotten $800 million by simple cuts alone and natural revenue growth?
I think that's something we should have looked at. One thing we heard, like I said, we did not even consider that as an option. We went straight to a tax increase. We've seen a majority of Democrats on this council since 2011, and we're seeing the repercussions of that now.
What does this mean for many families who may not be able to afford this, or maybe struggle to come up with this kind of money, especially if it's gone from $7.50 to $100?
That's $1 million question. No, not to be tone deaf here, but we've heard from many people that have come to our committee meetings and the other meetings held that said they're on a fixed income and they can't afford another, to go from $7 to $100. And we haven't heard an answer of how we're going to help those folks. Are we going to try to pay that for them? I mean, we can't do that. We got to draw a line somewhere. But what are we going to tell these people that can't afford this? How are they going to get by?
Any chance of going back to the legislature maybe next year as maybe some maybe sort of tweaks to the program, like maybe like it's based on the value of your car, like your license plate renewal?
I think it's an option that we should look at. But again, I still think the first option needs to be looking at our own budget and just our own natural growth of income tax and know where we can go from there.
Could the city use that in addition to the wheel tax? Look for cuts other places, and also any new revenue, half it goes to roads. That way you guys get more money done, and maybe the wheel tax ends a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I mean, that could absolutely be an opportunity that we could look at. I think that we need to explore every option because, like we just talked about, there's going to be families that can't afford this increase, and we need to know how we're going to eventually bring this to an end.
Are you able to speak briefly on just maybe comments on the vote, or I guess the vote for the 17-year-olds, curfew?
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen that gone through. At 17 years old, I had a lot of grand ideas of what I thought was a great idea, and they surely weren't. And that's nothing against striking against anybody. They don't know what they should be doing, but there should be some parental guidance when you're under the age of 18, and the homes need to be held accountable as well.
What about the Office of Public Health and Public Safety?
Yeah, we need to absolutely be keeping a close eye on them. We saw that just black eye of an audit for the city, that we've been spending money that we don't know where it's going and how it's being spent. And, that opens up the whole door of corruption because we have these people that are working for that office, like the violence interrupters, that we've never talked to them as the council. I don't know who a violence interrupter is. I've never talked to them. So we don't know where that money's going. We don't know how it's being spent. And we can say that it's lowering crime, but we can't definitively prove that it's lowering crime. So it's time that we actually get time, as Councilor Renee said so affectionately so many times, time to look under the hood.
And last question. Any thoughts about a possible mayor veto? Because you need 17 votes to override it. Tonight you guys only got 14.
Yeah, that's one thing that they'll have to come back with is how to figure out how to override that vote if he does veto it. So I look forward to hopefully hearing, surprisingly enough, I actually look forward to seeing how the mayor does this, and I hope we're on the same side as this and he does veto it so we can kill this. And like I said, with Indigo, we did a referendum. We put this on the ballot and let the voters decide. If we want to do the same thing, I'd be open to that as well.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.